Well, we're finally getting the weather down in Vero Beach that you associate with Florida weather. I mean, it is just gorgeous. It's warm, and what I decided to do is to come down to my favorite park in Vero Beach, which I haven't been to in I don't know. I think it's months, absolutely months. But I figured I'd come down, uh, shoot a little bit of video. I'm not going to put very much of it up on the recap, just to give you a feel for this place. I know I've been here before. I really love this park. Well, now that the weather has gotten nice, as you could tell from that footage, I'm going to be out and about shooting a whole lot more than I have been for the last couple of months, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I've decided to bring back one of the all-time weekly recap favorites for a very special appearance, and I think you'll recognize this guy. Here he is. Here's a little problem probably everybody who's watching this has had. You come in, you take a dump, you flush, and all of a sudden you realize somebody in your house has dropped a 12-inch Taco Bell turd down there, and you've got a clog. Now the issue is, what kind of a tool are you going to use to clear that clog? Let's go out to the garage and I'll show you exactly what to use. Well, you know right off the bat that you're going to need a plunger. But there are a bunch of different kinds of plungers, so which ones do you pick? The one you might be inclined to go for is something like this. This is actually called a vacuum cup plunger. And you'd be tempted to take this into the bathroom and use it on the toilet. Mistake. This is not designed for toilets. It's impossible. It works on a vacuum principle. And the problem is you cannot get a tight seal around the bowl with this device. This is actually made for sinks, for drains, for bathtubs, things like that. That's what it's for. So this is a waste of time. Don't bother with this. Now, the other kind is this. This is a vacuum bubble plunger. And the idea with this is it's got a much bigger base, and it's designed to, on the first push, blow a ton of air into the toilet and push the clog through. Now this is a particularly good kind of plunger because it's got a T-shaped handle on the top, and that's a whole lot easier to deal with than this one, which doesn't, it's kind of a joystick kind of device. But you've used both, well, you should have used this on the toilet, and it doesn't work. So what's the next step? You've got to move up to really major plumbing tools. And the one you're going to get is going to be a snake. Now be sure you get a snake that's got a big plastic housing down here. And what you're going to want to do is open up the snake. This is actually what's going to clear the clog. But before you use it, you want to pull this all the way through the bowl. And you stick it down in the bowl as far as you can go. And only once you get it down there do you use the handle thing here, put it in and twist this part that's up here. Now, why do I say make sure that the plastic housing here is all the way in the bowl before you extend this thing? And the reason is that the porcelain on these toilets marks up easily, very difficult to get out, and I know this from personal experience, so you can save some time with this. Now there's a new development. I mean, really imaginative minds working on plumbing have come up with a thing called a toilet shroom. I'm going to show it to you on Amazon. It's got a lot of features. I haven't tried it yet, but it really looks very promising. Yeah, let's go onto the iPad and take a look at the toilet shroom. Well, here we are on Amazon, and I looked up toilet shroom. And what you're going to see, the description is great. It's a revolutionary plunger, a squeegee, a clog remover, a drain cleaner, a bathroom toilet dredge tool, and I suppose if you're putting any kind of a Taco Bell turd in there, you're going to want a dredge, and then it's a stainless steel something or other. Anyway, here's a picture of a cross section showing it in action, all the parts that come with it. And this is the kind of thing that I think you probably want to order now. And I certainly am going to order it. I mean, it's something you're going to want to have before an accident occurs, a problem occurs. Because, you know, you're not going to wait 24 or 48 hours for Amazon to deliver this thing. You're going to want to have it right out in the garage. So anyway, that's it. I mean, there are some great minds working on this kind of stuff, and I'm bringing the toilet shroom to your attention. So, you know, you may find it much more helpful than plungers, than snakes, and everything else. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that new device is looks absolutely great. Mine hasn't arrived yet from Amazon, but I'm sure it will be. Coming pretty soon, and you know, when I have a requirement to put it into action, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna video it, and you're gonna get to see it. Now, of course, this is Super Bowl weekend, and as you know, the Super Bowl is one of the top days of the year for everybody. You know, it's right up there with the 4th of July. Really a great day, and I've been asked to make predictions on this game between the Eagles and the Chiefs, and I'm just not going to do it. I can't predict the outcome of this. I know I'm really rooting for Saquon Barkley on the one hand on the Eagles, and I'd kind of like to see Patrick Mahomes go 3 in a row on Super Bowl wins. You know, do it for the first time ever. That'd be really spectacular. But the one bet that I'll make a recommendation to you on has to do with the Star Spangled Banner. And of course, this year's Star Spangled Banner is being sung by a guy I never heard of, a guy named John Baptiste. Don't know anything about him, but the over and under on the Star Spangled Banner is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And my very, very solid recommendation on this one is take the over on that. Don't go for the under. You're not going to get a Whitney Houston type performance. It's just not going to be anywhere near as good. So you want the over on the Star Spangled Banner on 2.5 minutes. And well, I'll tell you what, that's my report this week. Great, as you can tell, just absolutely great weather down here. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to see you next week. Have a great game. Everybody, take good care.